Behind his persona as the eccentric frontman of a progressive metal band, Maynard James Keenan leads a unique, multi-layered lifestyle, blending his roles as a musician, winemaker, actor, and artist who constantly seeks balance between creativity, simplicity, and spirituality. Known not only for his musical achievements with Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Puscifer, Maynard also channels his artistic expression through film, appearing in various movies and documentaries, including Crank 2: High Voltage and Blood into Wine, which highlights his journey and dedication to viticulture. His life in the small town of Jerome, Arizona, further emphasizes his choice to live closer to nature, foster community, and uphold the values of hard work. Through Merkin Vineyards and Caduceus Cellars, he not only produces high-quality wines, but also contributes to the development of the local industry. Beyond that, Keenan is actively involved in philanthropy, from organizing benefit concerts to supporting community-driven causes. He often shares the produce from his farm and vineyards to help those in need, especially during challenging times like the pandemic. From grand stages to the big screen, from vineyards to social initiatives, Maynard embodies a life philosophy rooted in transforming every experience into art, connecting creativity with daily living, and proving that true lifestyle is not merely about fame, but about balance, contribution, and devotion to the things he loves. Maynard James Keenan was born James Herbert Keenan on April 17, 1964 in Ravenna, Ohio, as the only child of Judith Marie and Michael Van Keenan. When he was about 4 years old, his parents divorced, and his father moved to Scottsville, Michigan, leaving young Maynard to see him only about once a year for the next 12 years. His mother later remarried, bringing him into what Keenan described as an intolerant and narrow-minded household, a setting he felt stifled his intellect and creative expression. At the age of 11, tragedy struck when his mother suffered a debilitating cerebral aneurysm, an event that would later inspire several of his songs, including Jimmy, The Patient, Wings for Marie, and Judith. A few years later, at his mother's encouragement, Maynard moved to live with his father in Scottsville, a decision he later called the best he had ever made. He graduated from Mason County Central High School in 1982, where he was active on the school's wrestling team, coached by his father until his retirement the same year. Inspired by Bill Murray's comedy film Stripes 1981, Maynard enlisted in the U.S. Army, intending to use the GI Bill to fund his art school education. It was during his military years that he adopted the stage name Maynard, a spontaneous creation based on a fictional character he had invented back in high school. After completing military training, Maynard pursued art studies at Kendall College of Art and Design in Grand Rapids, Michigan, before relocating to Somerville, Massachusetts. His love for animals led him to work in interior design for a pet store in Boston, eventually transferring to its Los Angeles branch. However, after being fired from that job, Maynard turned to the set construction industry, a pivotal moment that opened the door for him to focus more seriously on music. By the mid-1980s, he became active in the music scene, playing bass for the Texans and serving as the vocalist for Children of the Anachronistic Dynasty, two independent bands where he wrote early versions of Sober, a track that would later become one of Tool's breakthrough singles. Maynard James Keenan's musical sensibilities were deeply shaped by legendary artists such as Joni Mitchell, Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Swans, and King Crimson, all of whom inspired his experimental style, dark tonalities, and emotionally intense songwriting. Maynard's rise in the music world began after he moved to Los Angeles and met guitarist Adam Jones, who invited him to form Tool in 1990 alongside Danny Carey and Paul D'Amour, later replaced by Justin Chancellor in 1995. From the release of their EP Opiate 1992 and debut album Undertow 1993, Tool quickly drew attention with their dark, experimental, and cymbal-rich sound, earning gold and platinum certifications in a short time. Greater triumph arrived with Anima, which won a Grammy Award and achieved double platinum status, despite being marked by a lengthy legal battle with their record label. In 2001, Tool made history again with Lateralis, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 and delivering the single Schism, which won their second Grammy. The success continued with 10,000 Days, an album with deeply personal lyrics inspired by his mother's illness and passing, selling over 500,000 copies in its first week and once again topping the Billboard 200. After a long-awaited return, Tool released Fear Inoculum, which was met with global acclaim and earned a Grammy Award for Best Metal Performance with the song Tempest.
With his distinctive vocals and lyrics layered with philosophical depth, Maynard has helped cement Tool's reputation as one of the most influential progressive rock and metal bands of the modern era, with a devoted worldwide fan base. For Maynard, music is not merely a medium, but a source of illumination that fuels every lyric, video, and visual expression of Tool. He ensures that darkness never devolves into malevolence, but remains a space of intelligent, haunting, and thought-provoking reflection.
Beyond Tool, Maynard James Keenan also carved a strong legacy through his collaboration with Billy Howerdel in A Perfect Circle. Formed in 1999, the supergroup immediately captured attention with their debut album Mer de Noms 2000, followed by the acclaimed 13th Step 2003, both of which achieved platinum certification. Their musical exploration continued with Emotive 2004, a politically charged album composed mostly of covers, which still managed to earn gold certification just a month after its release. In addition to Tool and A Perfect Circle, Maynard found his most personal outlet for experimentation through his project, Puscifer. First appearing on the Underworld 2003 soundtrack with the track Rev 2220, Puscifer was initially seen as a collaboration with Danny Lohner, but evolved into a full embodiment of Maynard's creative subconscious. He has described it as the premier improvisational hardcore band, a space free of genre constraints, driven more by groove, mood, and emotion than by lyrical puzzles. The debut album V for Vagina 2007 marked a radical departure from both Tool and A Perfect Circle, more trance-like, hypnotic, and intuitive, though it drew criticism for lacking focus. Yet Puscifer expanded beyond music, evolving into a clothing line, a physical store in Jerome, Arizona, and even eccentric cabaret performances featuring cross-disciplinary artists like Mila Jovovich.
In 2025, Maynard James Keenan's net worth is estimated to be around $60 million, a figure that reflects the breadth and diversity of his career. Beyond being the frontman of Tool, one of the most dominant forces in progressive music, Maynard also achieved major success with his side projects A Perfect Circle and Puscifer, which enriched the palette of his artistry. Outside of music, he channels his creativity into viticulture, establishing vineyards in Arizona that have made him one of the rare musicians to successfully bridge the worlds of art and business. His genius in music, fearless innovation, and sharp business acumen have positioned Maynard not just as an alternative icon, but as a visionary figure who turns creativity into both financial strength and artistic legacy. Maynard has also made a mark in winemaking with his vineyards and wineries in Arizona. His passion for wine led him to create Caduceus Cellars and Merkin Vineyards, two labels now respected within the American wine industry. For Maynard, winemaking is not merely a business but an art form on par with music. Both require patience, intuition, and a personal touch. He often describes the process of nurturing a vineyard and producing a quality bottle of wine as a spiritual journey, a reflection of humanity's relationship with the land, climate, and time. His wines are marketed across a price spectrum that reflects their boutique, artisanal nature. Caduceus offers premium selections like Aravata from $36 to $55, Anubis $50 to $60, and Primer Peso for around $50 per bottle, while Merkin provides more accessible options such as Chupacabra Blanca from $17 to $27 and Chupacabra Red about $18 to $32. Special editions like Nagual del Judith, crafted from grapes nourished with the ashes of his late mother, once had pre-orders priced at $125, with empty bottles from its first vintage now fetching up to $1,000. In this way, Maynard has created wines with a strong artistic identity, some approachable, others deeply exclusive and personal. A man of many pursuits, Maynard is not only devoted to music and winemaking, but also active in film. He has appeared in movies such as Sleeping Dogs Lie, 2005, Crank 2, High Voltage, 2009, and Bikini Bandits, 2002. He has also been featured in documentaries, most notably Blood into Wine, 2010, which portrays his journey and struggles in building vineyards in Arizona. His presence on screen is more than just acting. It serves as an extension of his unique creative expression, underscoring that Maynard is a true multidisciplinary artist who refuses to be confined to a single medium. Maynard is known for his reputation as a private individual who carefully controls his public image. He rejects the spotlight-driven celebrity lifestyle, preferring instead to maintain a clear boundary between the stage and his personal life. On a more intimate level, Maynard is the father of Davo, his son who once contributed backing vocals on A Perfect Circle's album 13th Step. Davo also performed a cello solo at Cinquanta, Maynard's 50th birthday concert celebration. Maynard James Keenan's romantic life, though often kept away from the public eye, also drew attention. In June 2010, it was announced that he had proposed to his longtime partner, Lei Li, who also serves as the laboratory manager at Caduceus. 4 years later, on July 25, 2014, their family grew with the birth of a daughter. For Maynard, family represents a sacred space he protects from the noise of fame. Maynard once owned a luxurious residence in the Hollywood Hills, a Spanish Mediterranean-style home he eventually sold for about $2.37 million, after initially listing it close to $2.8 million. The 3,750-square-foot property stood out with its eclectic interiors, inspired by Zen and Asian aesthetics, featuring intricate wood carvings, deep red walls, and traditional Eastern furnishings. The house included 4 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, with details such as ornate wooden ceilings, a classic fireplace in the living room, and a spacious rustic elegant kitchen. Outdoors, the 11,000-square-foot lot offered a swimming pool, spa, and a gazebo with carved wooden pillars, creating an exotic yet private atmosphere. From its upper level, the home provided sweeping views of the Los Angeles hills. After parting with this lavish residence, Maynard opted for a quieter life in Jerem, Arizona. In this former mining town, he built a home with his family while cultivating his vineyards, Merkin Vineyards, and Caduceus Cellars. He also developed Queen Bee Vinyl Cafe in Cottonwood, a multifunctional space that blends a coffee shop, vinyl record store, wine bar, and live music stage. Beyond being a musician and winemaker, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has long been one of Maynard's passions, something he has even displayed on stage. One of the most legendary moments came during a Tool performance when a fan suddenly rushed the stage. Without breaking focus on his vocals, Maynard swiftly took the intruder down and locked him in a rear naked choke. He has trained in the discipline since the 1990s, studying within the Rickson Gracie lineage and later earning his brown belt in 2021 under Luis Limao Heredia. His dedication culminated in early 2024 when he was officially awarded his black belt, a milestone that Maynard described as a new chapter in his journey. He even took the practice further by producing a 90-minute instructional video titled The Great In-Between, an Introduction to Jiu-Jitsu, released through PusciferTV and filmed during a BJJ seminar at his academy in Cottonwood, Arizona. Maynard is also known for a philanthropic side that often goes overlooked. He has been involved in numerous charitable activities, particularly within his local community in Arizona. Through Caduceus Cellars and other creative ventures, he distributed produce to support restaurant staff during the pandemic. In another memorable act, Maynard donated 3 bottles of wine from Caduceus Cellars to a local orphanage. The gesture turned humorous when the orphanage director, Susan Smith, was touched but puzzled by the fermented payment, joking that they might have to use the bottles as rent. Eventually, the orphanage considered auctioning them for fundraising, though unsure if it was appropriate for a children's charity. Maynard responded with good humor, apologizing while emphasizing that his intention was simply to help and appreciating the orphanage's lightheartedness. His generosity has extended to larger causes as well. Following a devastating tornado in Oklahoma, Maynard donated platinum plaques from Tool and A Perfect Circle albums to the local Animal Resource Center. These items were auctioned to raise funds for the shelter's recovery efforts. For Maynard, philanthropy is more than financial aid. It is a way of embodying values of connection, sustainability, and social responsibility beyond the realms of music and performance.